Hello traders, it's 8:01 a.m. Chicago time on the 29th of December 2020. It is Tuesday. This is episode number 1907. Derivatives trading is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Looking at the pre-market summary this morning, by the way, give me a sound check. Is it too loud, too low? Is it clear? Is it not enough? Tell me what it is. Looking at the pre-market summary sheet, we see that again allocation is to risk on. We have another gap up in the S&Ps and across the U.S. futures future indices, with the S&P leading this morning. Crude oil is a little bit higher today, 1.05%, trading at 48, approaching the $50 mark. Gold's a little bit higher, and silver is off. Remember, yesterday silver took a strong pop higher. Today it's just coming off, while the indices are in risk on. Again, the 10-year and the 30-year notes and bonds are lower. Again, solidly allocating to risk this morning. In terms of what's ahead today on the calendar, what we did get already is the U.S. Red Book release, which is a low-tier release. The S&P Case-Shiller Home Price Index came out as well, came in pretty strong, and then we're left with the API crude oil stock change at 4:30 Eastern. What is driving here is, again, the stimulus conversation, as the bill for $2,000 checks for Americans and American residents passed the House by a wide margin and is now sitting at the Senate. This is, of course, as a response to President Trump refuting the existing bill, which only paid $600 to Americans for economic support. So the market's liking that news and has popped higher. The overnight session shows 105,000 contracts traded, pretty low. The most common is about 296,000. 400,000 is the edge of what's common. Inventory overnight's 100% long. 100% long inventory overnight, 18.5 points, and the market is trending up. Let's bounce right into our review segment and look at yesterday. Yesterday, the primary scenario is an open auction that is likely to be a responsive pullback to about the 12 area and then sit sideways. Expected it to hold steady between 12 and 27 yesterday. The secondary is what ended up working out. Open auction that pushes the high and squeezes into the 37.30 area, and then goes sideways for the session. Here's what actually happened. Let's turn on the master levels. Actually, it's not needed. So we have an open auction here, just goes sideways. We got responsive selling. If you recall yesterday, the overnight inventory was very high on the long side, so we look for responsive selling right away. We still have a long bias. We expected the gap to remain open here, and it did, and now and then it finally pushed through the opening swing high, which was the high immediately after the open at 23.75. And it continues sideways. It continued sideways. We did tag the 37.31 measured move high, went to 32.25, but yesterday responded exactly as expected for scenario 2. Again, the other scenario was a push down and then sideways, which did not occur. So given the current situation and given how things are playing out, really we have more of the same today. This morning we are trading at 37.43, 75.44. And we have a gap higher into new all-time high territory. So it's the same exact thing, same scenario, same all that. The overnight session. We are again. We pushed through the 30s. This was quite significant down here. The 27, 31, 31, 33, 35 measured moves all are kind of colluding together. But it put a cap on yesterday's rally, but they didn't do much for us overnight. And we ended up squeezing right through on the open and pushing all the way up to the 3747 area. And we are trading up above the mid. We're trading in VWAP. Yesterday we finished with a strong delta, and this morning the delta is still positive, and it's just a market and a free float up, and that's where we are. You can see we left a big gap zone behind this gray area, marks yesterday's gap zone, and we are squeezing up against the first, the 1 Vol Sigma closing price, which was at 48.75. This represents the close. It doesn't represent the range, the edge of the statistical edge of the range at all. Again, it can push through and come back. We'd expect it to close somewhere at or below that price on a normal day. I have to be honest with you, I don't have very high expectations today. It's the market's following a flow. We have a gap and go situation yesterday, and then again today we have a potential gap and go situation up here. It does its work in the overnight session, and then just goes completely sideways during the day session. So I not having high hopes here for a lot of opportunity today as it was yesterday. Yesterday I didn't trade at all. Let's move on to what's expected for today's session. Okay, so let's turn on the stock zones. Here's what we've got for today. By the way, those of you who did not attend last week's fireside chat, we had a fireside chat at 6 p.m. on Wednesday, the 23rd of December. If you did not attend that chat, and it was really well attended, I think we had almost 1,000 sign up for it. If you have not attended it, there's between the head traders from Convergent Trading, there was a lot of wisdom being shared, got a lot of really strong feedback. I have not gotten any negative feedback. If you do have constructive feedback, I'd love to hear from you. But I would strongly urge you to go watch it. It is online. You can find a link to it in the TraderByte description on YouTube. If you cannot find it, just tweet at me at twitter.com/futurestrader71. Or you can just send an email to support@convergenttrading.com and a copy of it will be sent to you. A copy was sent to everybody that's registered. I really think there are some gems there to pick up and make use of from that session, and I don't think it should be missed. So what are we looking for today? The primary expectation for today, same thing, 100% positive inventory, long inventory, expecting it to drop somewhere towards the mid 37.38, 37.37, consolidate here, squeeze up, and then start to squeeze the high. I'm not expecting it much beyond 37.50. I expect that there's a wall up here at 37.50. We have a measured move at 52, but that's scenario one. I'm really looking for pullbacks to buy today more than rallies to sell. The secondary open auction that immediately squeezes higher into the 47.75, pushes to 50. Then we get the responsive selling impulse back into the open, and then attempt to move lower, but overall expecting it to hang tight up here and steady. We do have today as a full trading day. We have tomorrow as a full trading day, and then we have Thursday as a full trading, the last full trading day of the year. So there's time for positioning to continue. I'm not expecting anything erratic today, so that's where we stand. I know that's very simplistic. There's not much more to say here. Again, if you did not see the fireside chat from last Wednesday, the recording is online and the link to it is in the description of the YouTube video you're watching. Good luck, everyone, and I'll catch you tomorrow morning. Take care.